let me say something that might surprise you. I don't get angry anymore. Not at rude people, not at disrespect, not at strangers online, not even at people who are clearly trying to provoke me. And no, it's not because I'm some naturally calm person. I wasn't always like this. In fact, in my 20s and early 30s, I was angry more often than I'd like to admit. I argued a lot, I explained myself too much, I replayed conversations in my head late at night thinking about what I should have said differently. I let one comment ruin my entire day, sometimes my entire week. But now, I'm over 40, and somewhere along the way, something shifted. Not overnight, not because of a quote, not because of a book. It came from living, from watching patterns repeat, from realizing how much energy I was wasting on things that gave me nothing in return. Today, I want to tell you exactly how I stopped letting people control my emotions, because that's really what anger is. It's giving someone else control over how you feel. I'm not a monk, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm just someone who's lived long enough to notice how people work, how emotions work, and how destructive unmanaged anger can be. After 40 years of dealing with coworkers, bosses, friends, family, strangers, disrespect, betrayal, ego clashes, misunderstandings, and unnecessary drama, you start to see things clearly. You start to realize that most of the things you once thought were important really weren't. One of the biggest lies we're taught about anger is that it makes us strong, that it means we're standing up for ourselves, that if we don't react, we're weak or letting people walk over us. But here's the truth I learned the hard way. Anger feels powerful in the moment, but it's actually weakness. Think about it. When someone makes you angry, what's really happening? They've hijacked your mood. They've stolen your focus. They're living rent-free in your head. You're replaying what they said, imagining arguments that aren't even happening while they've already moved on. Why should someone else's words have more control over your emotions than your own mind? When I was younger, I thought anger meant strength. I thought being loud meant winning. I thought defending myself at every opportunity was necessary. I thought if I didn't respond, I was losing. But the angriest person in the room is almost always the one with the least control. Age teaches you something no one can explain properly until you experience it yourself. You start valuing peace more than ego. When you're young, you want to be right, you want to be respected, you want to be heard, you want to win arguments. After 40, you want peace, you want health, you want sleep, you want clarity. You realize most arguments are pointless. They don't give you your time back, they don't improve your life, they don't change people, and they definitely don't make you happier. I remember a moment that really changed everything for me. Someone said something unfair about me. Old me would have jumped in immediately, defended myself, explained everything, tried to prove them wrong. Instead, I paused, and I asked myself one simple question. Will this person matter to me in my life a year from now? The answer was no, and instantly the anger disappeared. That's when it hit me. Anger comes from overvaluing opinions that don't deserve value. When you stop giving importance to things that don't matter, your emotions stop reacting automatically. Most people don't actually make you angry because they're bad people. They make you angry because they trigger something inside you. They touch your ego. They poke an insecurity. They cross a boundary you never clearly set. They behave in a way you secretly fear becoming. Or they expect a reaction and you give it to them. Once I understood this, anger stopped feeling automatic. It became a choice, and that's a powerful place to be. One mindset completely changed how I deal with people. Not every comment deserves a response. Not every situation deserves your energy. Silence isn't weakness. Ignoring isn't losing. Walking away isn't defeat. It's self-respect. People who are truly powerful don't need to prove it. Let me be clear about something. Being calm does not mean being a doormat. It doesn't mean tolerating disrespect. It means being selective. It means choosing how and when you engage. If something is important, I address it calmly. If something is disrespectful but irrelevant, I ignore it. If it's repeated, I create distance. If it's toxic, I remove access completely. No yelling, no drama, no long explanations, just action. Most people stay angry forever because they confuse reaction with strength. They seek validation through conflict. They're addicted to emotional chaos, or they never learned emotional discipline. Anger gives quick relief. Calm gives long-term power, but long-term power requires patience. Here's one of the hardest truths I learned after 40. No one is coming to save your peace. Not your partner, not your friends, not your job, not society. You either protect your peace or no one does. Once I accepted that, I stopped expecting people to behave better. I started behaving better myself. People often ask me what I actually do differently now. There's no magic trick. I pause before reacting. Anger needs speed, calm needs delay. I ask myself if this will matter tomorrow. Most of the time it won't. I limit access to my life. Not everyone deserves front row seats. I protect my energy like money. I don't waste it on broke conversations. And I choose peace over proving a point every single time. Something interesting happens when you stop reacting. Some people get more aggressive, louder, more disrespectful. That's because they lose control over you. Your calm becomes a mirror, and they don't like what they see. That's how you know you're doing it right. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, I'd say stop explaining yourself to people who don't listen. Stop arguing with people who enjoy chaos. Stop reacting just to feel powerful. Start valuing peace early. But wisdom usually comes late. That's okay. Here's what I want you to remember. Anger doesn't make you strong. Control does. The calmest person in the room is often the most dangerous because they can't be controlled. You don't need to be louder, you don't need to be tougher, you don't need to win every argument. You just need to stop letting other people decide how you feel. That's how I stopped getting angry, and that's how you become truly unbothered.